Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I just wanted to say welcome to Mommy Corner Mondays. It's something we're trying out. We'll see if you guys really like it. Not all Mondays may or may not be dedicated to mommies, but I mean, we're going to go ahead and see it if you guys like it and if you guys don't. But if you guys ever have any questions or concerns, you guys can always email us at the Faye and Cita Show at gmail.com, or you can leave comments listed in the bottom below and we'll go ahead and check those, because we always want to create it as an open type forum for any questions that you guys may have concerning mommyhood, knowing it is the best thing ever, right? So let's go ahead and get started. But I really did want to go ahead and talk to you guys about my mommy fail moment. I feel like it's an epic mommy fail moment, seeing how this is the first time this has ever happened. But I mean, hey, so I want to go ahead and tell you guys about that. I ended up taking the kids to the grocery store and we pulled into the parking lot. I got out, got the cart, and went and got the kids and put them in the cart. I remember we were going into the store and I saw a lady, and she had her cart by her car, and she was like taking her baby out of the car seat. I didn't think anything of it, just went ahead and just went into the store. So now I'm in the store and I'm shopping. I'm in the produce section. I'm in the produce section and I am trying to make sure I got everything. I'm really in my head just to make sure that I have everything that I need, because I make a list, I look at the list, I make lists, sometimes more than one, and I get there, I don't even check the list. Who does that? What was the point of making the list anyway, right? Anywho, so I'll go ahead and I'll make the list, and then I won't always check it, and then I get home and then I realize I never looked at the list, or there was always something I was missing on the list. It happens, I guess. I don't know. I digress. But anywho, so I'm in the produce section all in my head, making sure I got everything I'm supposed to be getting, right? And I see the lady from the parking lot, and she has a baby in the stroller. Baby in the cart, you guys. When I say in the cart, it was just a baby in the cart. Nothing under the baby, but just a blanket over the baby. It didn't look like there was anything under the baby, but it was just a blanket over the baby. And I remember saying to myself, I can't believe she has the baby in the cart with nothing. But, I mean, there's nothing that I can say, because at the end of the day, that's not my child, and you can't tell anybody else what they can do with their children unless they ask. And if they're not asked, you don't say nothing. Okay? Let's get that right. Make sure we have that under control. Don't say nothing if it was not solicited to you. If they didn't ask for it, you don't say nothing. Okay? Let's go ahead. All right. So I seen the baby, and I was like, oh my goodness, but I decided to keep on shopping. And while we're shopping, I've seen the lady with the baby in the cart, quite a few times. And of course, I didn't say anything. I was too busy just trying to go ahead and shop and get the things that I needed. Go ahead and check out and bag the groceries. And now we're headed to the car. And who do I see in the parking lot? The lady with the baby in the cart. But at this point now, the baby's still in the cart, nothing over it, and there's an older gentleman oohing and ahhing over the baby. And I saw that, and I'm like, I instantly had to keep on going, because I already knew I couldn't see that. So I go ahead and I'm like, I'm gonna put these kids in the car. I started putting the kids in the car. Soon as I put my baby in the car, and I go to close the door, I hear a voice. Turn around and look at the lady, and she was like, you're really a good one. And I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking to myself, but I'm just looking at her. She says that she can't do it because the car seat's too heavy for her to carry. She says she notices a lot of moms that are out carrying their babies, and she can't carry the baby in the car seat because it's too heavy, and she feels like a bad mom because she just has the baby in the cart. So I let out this big old sigh, because I feel bad for her. I feel bad for one, because I felt like I was judging when I was trying so hard not to judge. And I felt bad because by that statement alone, that meant she is a new mommy, a first time mommy. and she's comparing herself to other moms, and that's something you shouldn't do. Never, ever, ever. Because if you compare yourself to other moms, like, that'll get in your head and you'll never get it out, and you'll just be all messed up to begin with. So the best that I could say to her as she was walking away was, you carry them, the more you carry them, the more it builds up your strength. She said right, and she got in her car. I got in my car, and I left. But it just goes to show that I didn't have the answer right then and there. Even though it was in my spirit to help this woman, I chose not to. I just kept choosing to ignore it because it was just like something kept telling me, help her, help her, help her, help her, help her, and I chose not to. So I get home, unload the groceries, and later on in the day, I'm telling my sister my story of what happened while I was at the grocery store and meeting this and seeing this lady with this baby. And she says, she didn't say anything. Well, she did, but we're not going to talk about her comments. At the end of the story, I finally had my answer. My answer was for this woman was, I could have offered the suggestion for her that she could have had a carrier. She could have carried the baby. Like, that is so much easier to probably do for her, seeing how I never asked the question why her car seat was too heavy for her to carry. But a carrier would be a lot easier. She could just strap the baby onto her, and she could walk around the store, do her shopping, hands would be free. And she wouldn't have to worry about that. Check out, and she could put the baby in the car, put the groceries in the car, and she can go on about her way. And it dawned on me then when I told the story that I had the answer. And what made me really, really realize at that point is that I felt that mom. I could have told that mother, gave her some information, some pointers on to help make her life easier, and I chose not to. I chose to keep not paying attention to the signs that were put in front of me because I chose to keep shopping. And I remember telling my husband the story later on in the day after talking to my sister, and he gave me further clarification that I really should have asked that mom why she couldn't carry that car seat. And he even told me, like, maybe she had the wrong car seat. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? That could have been true. So maybe I really should have asked her that question. But I didn't want to ask her that question because I didn't want to see like I was prying or anything like that. But I chose to leave it alone. And saying that with the wrong car seat, we almost made that same mistake if that was the case. Because when I had my first son, we were looking at the car seats, and the car seats that we were looking into was one that actually ended up being a car seat that was supposed to grow with them, and it was supposed to stay in the car the entire time. But we did our research, and we asked one of the nurses at the hospital about that particular car seat, because we like the fact that it would go with him from the stage of infant all the way up until booster, and then after that he wouldn't need one anymore. But talking to the nurse, she went ahead and told her, she was like, yeah, it's good in theory, but that's not really what you need. You really need an infant car seat, because basically saying that if we had got the car seat that we were looking into, that we wouldn't have been able to leave the hospital. We needed that infant car seat. And it got me to thinking, and I was just realizing that, and I didn't think about that right off the top of my head. But what that going to say is that even though that particular hospital cared about the infant safety and the car seat and everything else like that, not all hospitals do the check. I was told, I remember, we were told that if you ever doubt your car seat, that you either go to the police station or the fire department, and they will go ahead and check your car seat to make sure that it's installed properly. But for those that probably don't have a car or probably can't make it to do anything like that, or if they just don't know that information, how would they know? Like, we would have never known if we had never asked and talked to somebody. So I'm really, really thankful for the people, the staff at the ABC unit in Providence Hospital, because by talking to them, they enlightened us on some information as far as the car seat and the safety of the car seat. So with that being said, I found out that that really wasn't the case, that not all hospitals checked when I had my second son, and I ended up having to go to a completely different hospital, and I was devastated about that. That's a story for a completely different day. But they didn't check. They just discharged us. We went home as just bye. See you guys, discharged, go on with your life, have fun with your baby. But it was just the fact that they didn't check, and if they didn't check, how would they know? Who's to say if we didn't have the car seat in wrong, car seat in right, and he wasn't strapped in right, and I digress. But it's just, at that moment, I realized that that was a teachable moment, and I completely dropped the ball, completely. And I really do hope that I'm running to that mom again, because if I was in my right mind, I would have told her this versus later on in life, because I was so into my head, because I was just thinking of, I had that infant and that toddler in the car, and I just had to go. But if I was really, really there in the moment to listen to her, because she was voicing a concern, would be that please don't ever, ever, ever compare yourself to other moms, because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you and your child. Because if you see another mom doing it, it may work for her, but it may not work for you. So like I said, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you and your child. I just hope I see that mom again. We'll see. And that goes for me to know that when the signs are in front of me to help somebody, I need to help somebody. That's all I got for today, you guys. My epic fail mommy moment. #, right? All right. Till next time.